I have been corrected. LeBron James. Him and Luka have played 21 games together. The Lakers currently hold the number 3 seed in the West. LeBron has won NBA titles with former and current All-Stars such as Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and is making a push, obviously, with Doncic to win his 5th NBA title. Wendy, is Luka LeBron's most skilled teammate ever?
So right there you have best, and then you just ask skilled. These are two different questions.
Okay.
If we're going to go with that word right there, skilled, I don't think it's a debate. I think it's Kyrie Irving. He's one of the most skilled players we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. The stuff that this guy can do with the ball is one of one. And so when you see how look, all you need to know is that when they needed the basket in 2016, the ball went to Kyrie in an ISO, and he made this very creative and slick escape dribble to get away from Steph Curry and put that 3 up. As far as skill, you can debate about Dwayne Wade's ability in the clutch, some of the stuff that Luka can do. Even Chris Bosh, in a way, was incredibly talented, made things happen. Skilled, Kyrie, end of story.
Yeah, I don't look at it from a skill perspective, but I look at it best, and this is his best player. Wade was great, don't get me wrong, and I agree with you about Kyrie and a lot of things you said, and Anthony Davis too. He's the best. He's his best player. I mean, this guy, he's only, plus the fact, look at his age.
You mean the guy that's impossible to root for?
I can't root for him. That's different. I mean, I can root for him, but he does drive me nuts. But he is the best player. I mean, he's physical. He's best offensively, at least. Defensively, he's terrible, but offensively, he's their best player. He's a bad defensive player. Offensively, he's their best player. He's LeBron's best teammate. I mean, look what he can do. He makes big shots. He handles the ball. He's a point guard. He's better than Wade. Wade's great, but he's better than Wade. And at the end of the day, he's going to be better than Wade. He's better than Anthony Davis, and I love Irving. I don't love him all the time off the court, but I love Irving, and I know how great he is, and he won that championship. But I'm going to put Luka ahead of him, too, so I'll say it's him.
All right, so we're playing spelling bee, if you will, in terms of swapping out the words, if I may. I agree skilled. If we go skilled, Kyrie, we locked in.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to switch not best but dominant. And I really think that we are sleeping on Dwayne Wade in this conversation. Because if people want to go look at where Dwayne Wade was in his career when LeBron got to Miami, having already gotten a chip down in Miami alongside Shaq, I also think you can't have this conversation without looking at where LeBron James is currently in his career. Now, granted, still an incredible scorer, still an all-around guy. But I don't know that if LeBron James in Miami would have been able to play alongside Luka, because at that point, he was still a centerpiece, needed the ball, was not telling somebody else to fit out, if we all remember that initial conversation with Luka. So to me, I'm still leaning D-Wade. I don't know, folks will go, defensively maybe we'll give you that, and people still take gripes with that. But if we're just talking about, if we're going to sit back, fast forward however many years, and we're just looking at all of these careers and not necessarily the pairing at the time, I still think it's going to be D-Wade.
Yeah, but I think where he was in his career is a great point.
Right, but you got to see where LeBron is right now as well.
Of course. Go ahead, Swag.
Is right now as well.
Of course. Go ahead, Swag.
But we got the semantics of skilled and best, and Wendy, it's no question. It's Kyrie when it comes to skill. I want to go to best as well, and it's Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade up until this point. Now, it may end up being Luka, which I have to see more, and Luka has been a phenomenal player from the start of the time he got in the league to right now. Dwayne Wade was a champion before LeBron James showed up. In one of the greatest finals by an individual I've ever seen in my life. I was personally there when he was ripping the Mavs a new one in Dallas, going absolutely ballistic on that basketball team. Who was? No, I wasn't. I was actually rooting for no one. It was a great series. But anyway.
Oh God.
Hey, Wendy, a funny story about that. Wendy. I used to go to Jason Terry. Used to host a father-daughter ball. And I became a big Jason Terry fan, and I love JT. And that's why I started going to Mavs games. And the atmosphere was electric because Mark Cuban was the owner. So I did become very fond of the Dallas Mavericks like I am now. But it's Dwayne Wade. Back to the original conversation, Brian. It's Dwayne Wade now, and it may end up being Luka.
Okay.
But Dwayne, I'm with Monaco. Let's not diminish what Dwayne Wade was because we live in here and now.
I gotta go. I'm having a hard time keeping up with you today, Swag. So you're just keeping me on your
Don't have a hard time. You created all this confusion, Molly.
Really?
Your problem, Molly.
Really? It wasn't my fault,
Yeah.
but I'll take it.
You said I was a Lakers fan.
I'll take the L. I am so sorry. Windy, a real quick final word on that. Would you argue now, based on what they're saying, that it is D Wade and not Luka? And when we're going, we switched the question from skilled to best. We all agree.
I know.
That
D Wade was a
Kyrie
Finals MVP before LeBron got there. LeBron didn't know how to win. D Wade made it happen. I'm going to add another word. The most influential teammate, Dwayne Wade.
Oh my!
Come on, Windy. We got work.
I'm sorry,
today.
Windy. Are you running for office like Stephen A. too? Because I don't
confused.
approve that message.
Boy.
And I'm confused
I
with
see
everybody.
what you're trying to.
Of course, that's going to be a lot of emotion for me. Like, I had my amazing moments in Dallas. I get to play in the greatest club in the world. I don't know how I'm going to feel, honestly.
Doncic, top three. Oh! And immediately turns to the Mavericks bench. And Doncic with the triple-double in his first game against his old team.
I'm looking forward to being back in Dallas. It's going to be very emotional for me, for sure.
Luka Doncic returns to Dallas tonight for the first time since being traded. Luka led the Mavericks to 3 playoff berths, including the NBA Finals last season. His 28.6 points per game with the franchise are the most in team history. Here's Luka and AD on how it will be to face their former teams. Emotional.
Of course, that's going to be a lot of emotion for me. Like, I don't really know what to expect. I don't know how I'm going to feel, honestly. You know, I'm looking forward to being back in Dallas, obviously, you know, with the fans, seeing my teammates, ex-teammates. It's going to be very emotional for me, for sure.
It's another game. Y'all make it bigger than it needs to be. It's another game for me.
Okay. Well, earlier, Mad Dog told us Luka is impossible
Oh, he's tough.
to root
Monica
for.
didn't like that.
I'd like to ask Dallas about that. Did you see how they reacted after his exit? All right, tell me this, Mad Dog. How intriguing is his return tonight?
I think it's intriguing to him and the city of Dallas. I don't think it resonates anywhere else. I think it's more intriguing when the guy who goes to the town gets booed because he wanted to get out in the worst way. Carmelo back to Denver. Durant to Oklahoma City. That's more interesting. In this particular case, everybody in Dallas hated the trade. They hated the idea that the franchise moving him, they couldn't stand it. A lot of the times it's better when Harden left Houston. He goes back, he gets booed out of the building, how he responds to that. Here they're going to be rooting for Luka, not rooting against him. And you like to see how the athlete handles it when he goes back to his town and he's the villain. Here he's the hero. So I'm not as wrapped up in
You're
it.
sure everyone's going to be rooting for him?
Oh, absolutely.
There's still those crazy
Oh,
fans.
yes, they will root for him.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Swagoo, as a Laker fan, how do you feel about this?
Lakers fan and Dallas resident. Oh, look at that.
A bandwagon all day. That's
Hold
you,
on.
Swag.
Hold on. I have no idea where Molly got